what you're looking at right here is the score to probably the greatest alliance war that's like ever happened in the game, and I'm like not exaggerating there because it's rare for an alliance to go 150-0, right? But when both alliances do it, it is just unreal. That is just like absolutely absurd, and that is probably caliber for like one of the best wars ever, and this is just insane. I am so proud of like my alliance for going 150-0. And of course, I have a lot of friends in GT40, but this is like usual for them, so I'm like not as proud because you know what? It's usual for them, man. But for my alliance, I am just super proud. And this shows that like we are easily contenders for like top 2, top 3. And it's just really good to know that like we can hang with the best alliances out there. And while this was like a defeat overall for Salty, I feel like it's also a major win because no one's performed this good against GT40, and this just like shows that we are very capable of like being a top alliance. So yeah, overall super proud. Now I just can't wait to show you my like part in this war because I actually do have a boss fight, and like that's very cool to say that like I took a boss in probably the best alliance war of all time. So yeah, I just can't wait to show you it, and let's just not waste any time. So in this war, Sorcerer Supreme put on a clinic, man, because I used it for like 4 out of 5 fights. One fight didn't record, but I'll like go over like what happened in the fight because it was a very solid fight overall. But this is a Hulkling on Path 5, Section 1, and what's like difficult about him is because he has Force of Will, right, so you can't use Neutralize versus him, but he also has like Emma Flow Knockdown, and he has right back at it as well. So like there's a lot of like pretty annoying things with this guy. Originally, I was supposed to like not use a Wags for this fight, but I was like, nah, I'm not doing that, man. I need a Wags for this guy because, you know, like a Path 5 fight without Wags is pretty painful, especially if it's like a Hulkling. So I was like, yeah, I need a Wags, man. So we had to like redo the plan a little bit, but in the end, I'm glad we did because it was still like a donut, right? So you can't really like complain too much about that. But yeah, the plan here is to just like use MD to our advantage, and then yeah, just use MD to our advantage because it's Sorcerer Supreme, and she just goes crazy with MD, man. It's so awesome. We're already back in over SP3 after like, what, 5 seconds? It's just so much fun. Sorcerer Supreme is easily like one of the best war attackers this season, like 100%. Like, she is insane. She is like absolutely insane. So reliable as well, like with the regen on block and like the slow and the armor break as well. And then when you put on like a power back boost, it is just unfair. Like this champion is just crazy good, man. So yeah, big fan of Sorcerer Supreme. I'm so glad I have her at rank 4. Like I would not trade her for anything right now because she is just like being so MVP right now for me. Like she is my number 1 war attacker. Usually it's like Mole Man, but nah, Sorcerer, like she has the lead right now for sure. But yeah, we just keep spamming SP3. It's going well, right? Like he's going down eventually. This is a pretty slow fight, and we did like have a lot of these slow fights because that's how we lost, right? We lost the fight time. So I do feel kind of bad for like being a part of like the slow fights, but honestly, it's fine because I'd rather take like a non-death than like a very fast but dangerous fight. You know, like we could have used Hercules for this, probably would have been done faster, but this is a safer route to go for sure. But yeah, like overall, not too bad of a fight. It's Hulkling, right? Hulkling is always annoying, but with like Sorcerer, just a very like solid counter overall. Here I get like trapped. I have to do like a wall dex, and that felt pretty nice to do. Not nice to do in an alliance war, but like still pretty nice to do. And yeah, this wraps up the fight pretty much. This SP3 does a pretty nice chunk of damage output, and yeah, there's the first fight down. First fight, a pretty scary fight, but it was manageable and it was not too bad overall. Now we have this Annihilus, and this Annihilus, I was not scared of at all. He does have return policy, which I think didn't really come into play because planetary endurance defenders are immune to nullify, and the node is like when they're nullified, they get like a bar of power or something like that. So it doesn't really like interact well with like the global node. So I think we were chilling there. So the plan here is to just like SP1 and then just go from there. You know, just keep spamming SP3, keep fate sealing him, just having a very simple time overall. Like I took a war boss with Annihilus, so I like can't be scared of him anymore pretty much because you like once you take the war boss of a character, the rest of like their fights aren't too bad at all. So like that's how I feel about it anyway. We used the regen on block to like just tank his SP1. That's such a cool ability, man. Like the regen on block is such a good ability. It is just so awesome. And now we go for the first SP3. Her SP3 is so fun. It's like really fun. Like, you know, like the orbs like about to just like shock the opponent. It's a very nice SP3. I don't have to see it 100,000 times though, but I probably will this season, so it's fine, man. I need to get used to it anyway. But yeah, we just keep like taking the SP1s with like the block, and we're like taking no damage from it anyway, so it's fine. This is just like a very fun time with Sorcerer Supreme. Here I did get like a bit risky, and I like pushed him to a very high power threshold, but thankfully it was enough to finish off the fight. Now we have the first rank 5 defender that I fought this for. This is a bishop, a rank 5 bishop. Super cool rank up. I know it was like primarily for defense, but it's still an awesome rank up overall. Here I'm putting on some like proper boosters. I'm putting on, I think, a invuln boost, yeah, because Bishop's SP2, it's still like 50-50 for me, so I didn't want to like risk anything. I'm also gonna put on a tech power boost, just like to be safe. This turned out to be like super overkill, and I feel like if the bishop was a rank 4, that I would have like screwed myself over. So I'm glad that it was a rank 5 bishop. But yeah, prowess build up unblockable and hard knock life bishop. Just repeatedly look at the notes again. I do this way too much. I just like check the notes 1,000 times. I really like overthink most of my fights, which can be good at times, but it also feels like very bad at times, right? So I should probably stop overthinking my fights and just like go into it and just full send it, you know? But yeah, Warlock is hitting like an absolute train right off the bat, because you know what? We're fully boosted because this is a very important war, and we are just, you know, doing a lot of damage already. So the plan here is to null him throw his SP1, just like hard block, bait out the heavy attack, and push him to the SP2, and then after that, you'll just be chilling. Here, we get off the first SP2, we just block one hit, dex the rest. I'm not going to try to full dex it in an alliance war this big. I'm just going to try to play it safe. We go for the first SP2 here. Pretty nice amount of damage. We're already back into SP2. And yeah, if it was a rank 4 bishop, it probably would have got pushed to my SP3. But thankfully, it was a rank 5, and he just got absolutely obliterated, man. Now we have a rank 4 Vision Aarkus boss, and I wasn't really too scared of this fight at first, but once I realized the score was like 0-0, and like it was really closing on the end, that's when I got a bit worried. I took this fight at like 5 in the morning because I just like really couldn't sleep that well. I think I got woken up for like, I don't know, I think I had like a nightmare, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take this boss fight, man. I don't want any bad things to happen to me after this nightmare. So I was like, I'm just gonna take it now, and I'm kind of glad I did because it just like made me sleep more peacefully. So yeah, pretty fun fight overall. This Vision Aarkus was very friendly to me. You're gonna see why he was very friendly to me right here in a little bit. Because I did one thing that was a very, very bad mistake to do, and thankfully I didn't like take too much like damage as a repercussion. Right there, I missed the attack window. Like I just completely whiffed, and that could have been very dangerous. I don't think I would have died from the combo, but if I did get a full combo, it would have been like a very demoralizing time, so I probably would have played much worse. But thankfully, he didn't hit into me, and like I was still able to just like play normally. And she is critting like a madman. I feel like I'm playing with Corvus Glaive right now because she is like critting on every SP2. It is just a very fun time overall. But yeah, this fight is going perfect so far. Another crit there. No crit there, unfortunately, but we do have a power back boost on, so like any damage that the SP2 does just like fuels our power even more. So it's just a very awesome time overall. And we also have like a 12% Mystic power boost, so we're just doing more special attack damage. This fight is just going perfectly. Like we're at a full yellow bar right now, and he's almost down, so I feel very confident in this fight. Now he's being a bit passive, but you know what, it's fine. I get another SP2. We're back at another SP2. It is just insane, man. Now we're in SP3. It is just like so much power. There is so much power in this fight, but it's still just super fun. Like Sorcerer Supreme is so much fun, man. I love this character. I love this character so much. So yeah, now we go for another SP3. He is like almost down. He's like at 7% now. That's like very close to the end. We do have an armor break on him, so we can be doing some nice damage right now. I do a 5 combo there, or not. I stop a little bit, but there, the fight is done. Full yellow bar, and that wraps up my like participation in this crazy war, man. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this war. For me, I was very proud of like my alliance. GT40, great war to them. I have a lot of friends there, so of course like say it to them personally. And yeah, that's about it for me.